Hey, welcome back to Diablo 2 Resurrected as the Necromancer. In this episode, we are going to continue on exploring through the Halls of Pain, make our way to the Halls of Vot, and kill off Neelathok. Hopefully we're able to do this quickly. That's the thing with the Halls of Pain and the Halls of Vot, is that they're a bit huge. We were able to explore the vast majority of the place last time we were here, so hopefully we're able to do this in a timely fashion, but what with all of these freaking flares, who's to say how long it's going to take to do this? I certainly don't know, man. But you know what? We're going to do our best. We're going to certainly do our best. We also have, of course, these freaking zealots and sextons or hierophants or whatever the hell we have dealing with here. But it shouldn't be too awfully difficult to deal with. I would certainly hope not. Of course, I don't know exactly which way is the right way to go, so we're gonna have to just play it out and see which direction is the right way to go, because I certainly don't know which way is. Okay, let's go ahead and raise our skeletons into reality here and begin the destructive force that is us. But hopefully we're able to do this quickly. But there are a whole lot of players here. There are definitely a whole lot of players here. We also even have Temple Guardians, apparently. So this is going to be a super fun time. Bone Call the Hungry. What is he? Fire Enchanted and Teleportation. Isn't that just lovely? That's exactly what I like to see. I don't know what you're talking about. I definitely like to see an elite that is absolutely annihilating my friends. That is what I like to see all day long. Okay, so this is taking a lot longer than I think it needs to right now. Let me go ahead and raise up a couple of flares here. Let me see if I can raise up a couple of flare corpses here. Raise up a couple of flare corpses and begin doing some damage with some flares. Man, we have a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of enemies here. A lot more enemies than I think there needs to be here. Getting caught up in one place unnecessarily here. There's way too many enemies in this one little corner. Yeah, and they just keep showing up from every possible angle, which is not exactly what we desire. Because this is taking way too long, and I'm not a big fan. I am not a big fan of how long this is taking. Hang in there, Wahid. I'm just gonna go ahead and heal ya. I'm gonna go ahead and heal ya and give you a potion so you survive. You'll be all right. As long as you have a potion, you'll be all right. My Iron Golem is taking a huge amount of damage as well, so I'm gonna have to keep a track of that. But I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay. Where is my Iron Golem, anyways? I don't see him anywhere. I don't see him anywhere. I don't even know where he is. I don't know. Oh, there he is. I see him. Okay. He was just kind of blending in with the background there. Just kind of blending in with the world. I didn't have much of a chance to even look at him. Go ahead and kill off Bone Call there, Wahid. Get Bone Call out of our face there, Wahid, so we can actually start making some level of progress here. That would be super nice. That would be much appreciated if we can actually start making some level of progress in this instead of being bogged down in one place for the next 1,000 years. That'd be much appreciated. Okay, let's go ahead and pick up some potions as well as some gold. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Is there another Hierophant somewhere around here? Because we're being attacked by magic right now. So is there something else around here that I'm not seeing? There's another full rejuvenation potion. I'll go ahead and drink that. Super healing. Take the super healing, super mana. Take that as well. Greater healing. Take that as well. Now, where have we not been? Yeah, so we have these freaking Hierophants here, man. That's what's been attacking us from a distance. So let's get these Hierophants out of our face. Now let's look at the map here. Where have we been and where have we not been? We haven't explored very much of this. So let's go ahead and make our way over here and try to explore as much of this as we physically possibly can. The problem is that we have like 1,000 flares at all times that are here to destroy our bases, which is not necessarily a good thing for us, but at least we have these Temple Guardians, which Temple Guardians are not very difficult to kill. Flares themselves aren't all that difficult to kill either. They don't have very much life, but their ranged attacks are a pain in the neck to deal with. So that's probably going to be an issue, but at the same time, I'm not all that concerned. Not all that concerned about some flares. But they keep showing up from all different angles in all corners of the world and making my minions get spread out from all corners, making it difficult for us to have a force in one particular place because they just keep showing up from every angle and making my life that much more difficult, which is not necessarily what I desire. See, like, there's just enemies in every freaking corner. That's the struggle I'm encountering here in Act 5, is that there are just enemies in every area. So my minions are getting spread out across the world, which is okay, I guess. I mean, I'm getting a ton of experience for it, but the problem is that we are not staying focused in any sense, which is not what I want, necessarily. I would like to have some kind of control to the chaos, but right now it just seems to be chaos. That's really all that seems to be happening right now, is just chaos, which is not necessarily what I want. That's okay, I guess. It is what it is, I guess. You're just gonna have to deal with this stuff when you're dealing with Act 5, because that's just how Act 5 is, I guess. I mean, it's not like this is particularly difficult, it's just a pain in the neck. That's really all it is. There's a clasped orb there that I can probably sell, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and sell that clasped orb. Who's to say if it's actually gonna be worth anything? It's 1 to thunder, 1 to enchant, so maybe it will be worth something. Who's to say? Who is to say? I certainly can't say until we actually have a chance to sell it. I don't think it'll be worth 30,000, but it might be worth a little bit. There's a glowing orb there that might be worth something. Who's to say? Who is to say? I have no idea, man. Temple Guardians, what is up with you guys? You guys are guarding the temple. You guys are guarding Neelathok's temple, huh? But why would you want to do that? You guys aren't the undead. Neither are flares, I suppose, so I suppose that logic doesn't hold up very well. Go ahead and destroy the world and everything inside. It's what we like to do when we're in the world. We like to destroy the world. That's exactly what we're gonna do, is we're gonna destroy the world and everything inside all day long, every day. The problem is that my Iron Golem is now taking a huge amount of damage, and I'm going to try to avoid having him die if it can be entirely helped. If can be entirely helped, I'm going to avoid having my Iron Golem die. So thank you very much. If I can protect my Iron Golem from death, that would be absolutely preferred. Oops, I'm taking a lot of damage here. So let's try not to die a painful death if can be entirely helped. Raise these skeletons back to reality so we actually have an army. There's a flawed diamond. I'll go ahead and sell that scale mail. I'll sell the scale mail as well, because that scale mail will probably be worth a decent amount of money. High defense armor is generally worth a decent amount, so you know what? I'm not going to complain about it. Okay, so this Hierophant keeps healing this Zealot, and I'm not a fan. So can we please just kill off this Zealot? Can you please just kill him? I'd be much appreciative of the video game if it would just let me kill this guy. Okay, so let's raise our skeletons once more, as we always like to do when they die. We like to raise the skeletons. Make sure we actually have some minions to destroy the world with, which is exactly what we're gonna do. Get out of here, Hierophant. You're just a nuisance. That's all you are. You're just a nuisance. A huge pain in the neck. Alright, let's see here. Let's go ahead and raise a couple of Zealot corpses. Why the heckles not? Let's go ahead and give ourselves some zealot corpses. That might actually get the job done. That might get the job done, having a couple of extra melee attackers. That might be helpful in some capacity or another. If they actually decide to attack things, which, you know, it'd be nice. It's an elegant blade. I don't know what an elegant blade is. It's a saber of some kind. That's kind of cool, I guess. That is kind of cool, I suppose. It's a greater healing and an oil potion. I'll definitely take the oil potion. How many keys do we have? We have 10 keys. I don't desperately need keys, so I'm not going to worry about keys. Not going to concern myself with keys, because we don't need those necessarily. Hello there, zealots. How's it going, guys? I'm just going to go ahead and destroy ya, if you do not mind. Of course, I'm sure you mind intensely. Wow, there's a lot of flares in here. There's a lot more flares in here than I would like to see. It's a bit too many. A bit too many flares. A bit too much in the way of ranged attacks happening right now. The good thing about flares, though, is they don't really deal all that much damage. I mean, they don't have that much health, and they don't have that much damage. They're just kind of a nuisance kind of thing. With their constant spitting of needles. So they're just kind of there. They're not that difficult to deal with, they're just kind of there. They are certainly just kind of here. Do I have something that's giving me a on-striking, like, Frost Nova or something? 5% chance to cast a level 3 Frost Nova when struck. It's my helmet that's doing that. It just happened to activate multiple times within seconds there, which is very interesting. And I'm not going to be upset about that. Okay, let's raise these skeletons again. It's what we must do. Let's always raise our lovely, lovely skeletons. There's something causing my enemies to be blinded on hit. I'm not entirely sure if it's my iron golem or what it is, but there's something causing enemies to be blinded. And I'm not entirely sure what it is. Not entirely clear as to what it might be. But it's not a big deal. I suppose we can find out at some point later. I suppose we can find out at some point at a later time. Okay. So this is turning into a bit more chaotic than I would like it to be. This is turning into something a bit more chaotic than I want it to be. My minions are way too spread out right now for my liking. Way too spread out for my liking right now. There's just way too much happening on both sides of the world here. And the problem is with these flares is that they just keep running away, and when they run away, they attract more enemies. Which is just a freaking problem for me, man, and I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of what the video game is doing to me. I don't need a identify scroll, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. I do not need an identify scroll. There's no point in having such things. There's a Grand Charm there. I can't carry the Grand Charm, but you know what? Whatever. There's a U wand. I can grab that. So I suppose let's go ahead and sell all of this nonsense here, since we have a full inventory. Let's go ahead and sell all this stuff and make some lovely, lovely monies. Make some lovely, lovely cash monies. 46 to defense. That's actually pretty darn good, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna go ahead and replace that with that. 3091 for that, 30,000 for that U wand, 100 for that, 6205 for that. That's not terrible, but 14% better chance of magic items. Don't desperately need that. 17 to life. Yeah, I suppose I'll hold on to that small charm. 17 to life. That's not terrible. Okay, and back we go. Take that Grand Charm. Definitely take that Grand Charm and sell it. But 46 to defense, that's really not a terrible Grand Charm to have. So I'm not going to argue with that. That is definitely a nice thing to have. Yeah, there's something that's blinding these enemies on hit, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. I can't remember if it's my iron golem that has something that blinds on hit or what it is, but it must be something that's doing it. I certainly don't know what it is, though. I certainly don't know what it is, though. Look at that, 400 gold from a tomb. That's what I like to see. These freaking Hierophants, man. Healing up all of these flares. Causing issues for us. Making things take a lot longer than they need to take. It's a rancid gas. A couple of rancid gas potions. I'll take those. At least we're able to kill that Hierophant. So these flares aren't going to be healed anymore. Which is nice to see. Let's go ahead and reset the timer on these flares here. Yeah, that's part of the problem with the Halls of Pain and the Halls of Vought, is that they're pretty huge. So I'm kind of concerned we're probably going to be here for the rest of our lives. But I suppose if that's the case, that's the case. It is what it is, man. If we're going to have a long video, we're going to have a long video. Sometimes that's just going to wind up happening, I guess. That's a rancid gas. I'll go ahead and take that rancid gas. Kill off this Hierophant before it has a chance to heal itself. Same goes for this Hierophant, because it says it heals others, but it can heal itself as well. Ghost armor. That ghost armor will be sold for a decent amount. I'm not going to argue with that ghost armor. So this was not the right way to go. This was not the right way to go. This was the wrong way, my friend. So let's actually go the right way, maybe this time. Possibly, maybe. Possibly, let's go the right way this time. Oh, there's a ring there. There's a ring there. We'll pick up that ring. Pick up that ring and sell that ring. We'll probably make some decent money off of that ring. I should have put my gold in my stash, because now I'm going to lose all this gold if I die. Hopefully I don't die. That would be super nice if we don't die. It would be unfortunate if we die, because I don't want that to happen. Let's go ahead and raise. Yeah, go ahead and enter the fray there, Wahid. Go ahead and get into the fight there. Yeah, there are flares all over the place in this place. All up in this place there are flares. A bit too many, I would say. But hey, we're getting a ton of experience for fighting these things, which is exactly what we like to see. I'm not going to be upset about all the experience we're getting for fighting these flares, because we're definitely getting a lot of it. Alright, we're low on potions. Can I find some potions? Maybe. That would be super nice if we can find some potions somewhere or another. I would be much appreciative of the video game if it got us some potions. Alright, you little flares, I need you guys to calm down. I need you to calm down with your needle-spitting selves. It's really not as serious as you guys are... It's really not as serious as you guys are making it look. Alright, let's go ahead and raise these flares again. This Hierophant attacking us from a distance, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the magic that he is using on us right now. That's the problem with these Hierophants, is that they attack us from a distance. And they can heal people, which I'm also not a fan of. I would like them to stop doing what they're doing. I would like them to just be dead. I would like them to just die a painful death. And stop doing what they're doing. That would be super duper nice. Oh, I keep regenerating things. I keep, ooh, a set ring. Yeah, I keep accidentally regenerating things. That's my bad. That's entirely my bad. No wonder we have a Hierophant regenerated. I was like, wait a second, why is there why do we have a regenerated Hierophant? I thought we had regenerated flares, but nope, I was using the wrong spell there for a second. Alright, let's go ahead and get these skeletons back. I wonder what that set ring could be, I wonder. That's kind of cool. I can only imagine what that might be. I do not know, man. I do not know. We're going to have to find out. We're going to have to find out next time we get the chance to find out what that set ring might be. Because I certainly do not know what it might be. I do not know at all what it might be. Get out of here, Hierophant. I want you out of my face, Mr. the Hierophant. So this was also not the right way to go. So we just keep finding dead ends for the most part. Which is not necessarily what we want to be finding. We want to be finding progress, but we just keep finding dead ends. That's part of the problem with this area, is that it's so freaking huge that we just keep finding dead ends. Which is not necessarily what we desire. But that's okay. Again, we're getting a ton of experience for it. Maybe we can level up in the halls here. Maybe we can get a chance to level up once. That'd be kind of cool. That would be super nice if we can maybe level up. But there's no guarantees of anything there. But I'd imagine we might be able to level up considering there's so many enemies in this area. I would like to think we might have a chance to do that. I'd rather not die. I'd rather not die. If I could avoid death, that would be super nice. If I could avoid death, that would be super duper nice. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to town real quick here. I'm gonna go back to town and replenish our potion situation here. Let's buy a couple more potions. Just buy a couple more potions here. I have the wrong weapon out here. There we go. Oh, I don't want to hire anything. That is not necessarily what I want to be doing. What's this set ring? Cthulhu's Seal. 6% life steal and versus damage reduced by 2, so it's not that great. Yeah, it's not that great. So I suppose I'll just go ahead and sell that. I don't desperately need that. 14,000 for that. That's pretty good. 3 to dexterity. I don't need that. I don't need that necessarily. 6 poison damage, poison resist. I don't need that. Get rid of that and that. And actually put this money in our stash so we don't lose it by dying a painful death. So hopefully that does not happen. Hopefully death incarnate does not happen to us. That would be much preferable. Much preferable indeed. Now, I would certainly hope we can find the way to the next level here in the next few minutes, so we're not spending the rest of our lives on this. But, again, you can see how large this place is. I mean, this place just kind of continues on. It just kind of keeps on going. Let's go ahead and raise some Flayer corpses. And I suppose Hierophant corpses would be not so bad to have as well, but at the same time. The ranged attacks of the Flayers are nice to have. Okay, Wahid is taking a huge amount of damage from something or another. I'm not entirely sure what he's taking damage from. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open a portal just in case something bad happens. Just in case something bad happens, I'm going to go ahead and open a portal. Hey guys, welcome to today's History Tidbit. Today we're going to talk about these flags. This is the Fort Moultrie flag. It was carried by Colonel William Moultrie's South Carolina militia on Sullivan Island in 1776. This flag flew over Fort Sullivan, which was later renamed Fort Moultrie. During the Battle of the Fort, the flag was shot to ribbons by the British, but the Brits were defeated, which prevented Southern occupation for another 2 years. The second flag you see is a modern South Carolina state flag, which contains the crescent moon in the Moultrie flag. The third flag you see is a modern variation, which has been adopted by the town of Liberty, South Carolina, as their civic flag. We don't have any skeletons. No wonder this is taking as long as it's taking right now. No wonder this is taking as long as it's taking, because we don't have any skeletons. So let's actually, make an effort to destroy the world and everything inside, hopefully, maybe. This is not going very well. Can I just say that with words of the English language? This particular instance is not going very well. So can we avoid this nonsense? Can we actually make progress in destroying these things? That'd be super nice. The problem is that there's like 3 Hierophants, and the 3 Hierophants keep healing the Zealots, which is making this take way too long. This is making this take way, way, way too long to do. And their cold damage is making us slow down. And while we're slowed down, they are healing the Zealots, which is making this, again, take 1,000 times longer than it has to. Alright. Can we not with what we're doing here? Can we not with what we're doing here? Can we actually make progress in this reality? That would be super nice. It would be much preferred if we can actually start making progress with this. And kill off these Hierophants, because I don't like these Hierophants. They are a serious threat. Oh, there were 4 Hierophants. No wonder it was taking so long to do this. No wonder it was taking so long to do this, because there's 4 of them, and they just kept healing everything. And my weapon broke, so I have to go back to town again.
Afternoon.
All right.
Hello.
So that's taken care of at long last, after just the longest amount of time physically possible. So where is the way forward? I'm kind of surprised we haven't found it yet. It's got to be around here somewhere. I mean, we pretty much explored the vast majority of this so far, so I would certainly hope that we're able to find the way downward here sooner than later. I would certainly hope. I would certainly hope that we're able to find the way forward quicker than slower. Temple Guardian, I need you to go away. I don't like you. Fine, run away. I'm not going to chase you. You go ahead and run away. Go ahead and run away, because I'm not going to chase you. It's not something I'm going to do. Sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's just not something I'm going to do. You guys shouldn't be taking so long to kill a simple flare. It's just a flare. There's a cuirass there. I can sell that cuirass. Can definitely sell that cuirass for a decent amount of money. There is no doubt about that. There's no doubt that cuirasses are probably worth a lot of money for the simple fact that they have a high defense. I mean, this isn't necessarily hard. I mean, that's just something I'm, like, discovering here, is that this isn't necessarily hard. It's just taking a long time to do. It's just taking a long time to do. That's really all there is to this, is that this is just taking 1,000 years to do. For the simple fact that there's so many flares everywhere, and the flares are taking 1,000 years to kill. And it doesn't help that there are so many Hierophants that are also healing the flares as we try to kill them. There's just so many ways to go here. So many possible ways forward. Because this place just keeps on continuing. Place just keeps on continuing ever forward, and we haven't yet found the way ever downward. which is making this take 1,000 times longer than it has to take. It's pretty great. It's pretty great that this is taking so long. So this is going to be a pretty long video. That's really all there is to it. This is going to be a pretty long video. Okay, can we kill off these Hierophants that are hiding out in the corner here? Can we kill these things? Can we maybe kill off these Hierophants that are hiding out in the corner instead of letting them continue to heal up their friends? That'd be super nice if we could just kill them. Be much appreciative if we could just destroy their faces. Get them out of my face by destroying their faces. That would be super nice. Alright, let's go ahead and raise, and raise, and raise. What's this way? Can we find the way for... No, this just keeps on continuing. This is just a never-ending world here. Just a never-ending level of chaos. Which is not necessarily what I desire. I would like to find the way forward at some point or another. I'd be much appreciative of the video game if this place didn't keep on going. This place wasn't as huge as the video game is making this be. Alright. I don't have any mages, so I'm gonna have to raise my mages. Raise the mages, so we have the mages. Yeah, and this isn't the way forward either. So what on earth, man? What on earth? Where on earth is the way forward? That's the question I'm asking. I've discovered basically this entire area. So where is the way forward? I've looked everywhere. Look at this. See? We've looked everywhere. We have been everywhere in this place. So where is the way forward? I think I'm gonna pause the video until we can get to the next level. In all honesty, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we found. Okay, so we found the way down to the halls of Vought. I spent about another 10 minutes wandering around looking for this thing, and wouldn't you figure that it was pretty much right next to where the waypoint was. As you can see on the map, the waypoint was right there, and the entrance to the halls of Vought is right here. So, yeah, we pretty much just went around the whole area unnecessarily, but hey, we were able to get a ton of experience for it, which is all that really matters. So let's go ahead and go to the halls of Vought and try to find that poor soul Neelathak. What are we seeing here? Hell Temptresses and Arax. Okay, so this is going to be scary. This is going to be legitimately scary. Not a fan of the fact that we're about to be cursed by shit, and well as fight these Arax. But the thing with Arax is I don't think Arax actually have like any like special abilities. I think they can poison you, but I don't think they like can do anything special beyond that, which is a good thing. At least we're not going to be dealing with like freaking... Oh no, we have Tomb Vipers. They're immune to poison. That's kind of terrifying. Not really a fan of that. Hopefully they can't shoot bone spears at us. I'm assuming they probably can, though. I wouldn't be surprised if they can shoot bone spears at us. Man, what is poisoning me right now? What am I being poisoned by right now? I'm not entirely sure. Let's go ahead and raise these skeletons here. Hopefully they don't die a painful death. That would be unfortunate for us, because we want our skeletons to survive, we want them to thrive, we want them to continue to deal never-ending damage to our opponents. So this should be relatively easy to do. This is not going to be quite as difficult, I don't think, as the previous level, because the previous level had freaking whatchamacallits. Hierophants and the like. This doesn't have that, which is going to make this a lot easier. They're not going to be healed by anything, which is going to, again, make things a lot easier. But the problem is that these Iraqs, again, do deal poison damage, which is going to make things a little more difficult. I can't carry anymore. My inventory is completely full. So let's go ahead and go back to town now that I'm at 1 whole health. Let's go ahead and go back to town while I am poisoned to death, and I am very, very sick. So let's go ahead and heal ourselves back here. It's 860 for that, 30,000 for that. I kind of figured that would be sold for a lot. What do we got here? 6 strength, 1 mana, 7% faster hit recovery, not terrible. Sell that skull, don't need that. And get rid of all of that extra nonsense that we have no desire for. And go ahead and fill up our inventory with our money. Let's try to reobtain all of the money that we lost previously. That's really the main thing we want to do here. We want to try to reacquire all of the money that we lost here recently. So hopefully we can do that. Hopefully we can do that without dying too much. And prevent our good friend Wahid from dying too much. That would be super nice. There are no corpses where I can raise my summons off of. Hopefully there are. That would be super nice. And these spiders are actually legitimately causing issues. They have a bit more life than I would like them to have. They don't deal that much damage, but they have a lot more life than I want them to have. Where are we going? I'm not entirely sure. Let's go this way. There's a hidden stash there. I will gladly take that hidden stash and the gold that is inside of it. But these Iraqs are definitely doing a number on my skeletons. There's no doubt about that. They are definitely annihilating my skeletons in a very timely fashion. Oh no, champion Iraqs. Oh, so these Tomb Vipers can shoot ranged poison attacks at us. That's what's poisoning me right now, is these ranged poison attacks from these Tomb Vipers. I suppose that makes sense. I understand what the dealio is right now. I get it. I understand what the video game is putting down. I'm picking up what the video game is putting down. But hopefully we can level up in the process of doing this. That would be super nice. That would be much appreciated if we can level up before we fight our good friend Neelathak. We're getting pretty darn close, so I would certainly hope we can. I would certainly hope we can, considering we're getting so darn close at this point. Let's go ahead and raise our skeletons back to reality, which is what we like to do. I'm going to hope that the Halls of Vought aren't quite as big as the previous areas, but there's really no guarantees of that, so let's not get our hopes up that this area isn't as large as the previous ones. Because it probably is. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. If it's not, that'd be super nice, but it probably is. Go ahead and kill off all of these spiders. Maybe I can raise a couple of spiders. Maybe that's something I can manage to do here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and raise a couple of Iraqs. And have a couple of lovely, lovely Iraqs as minions. Maybe we can use that to our benefit. That might be helpful in some capacity or another. So let's go ahead and raise a couple of Iraqs and destroy the world with these spiders that are now on our side, destroying the world and everything inside. Such a good thing this is. Even though these Iraqs are not currently doing much damage, they're just kind of wandering around in circles, not really doing much of anything. Not really doing much of anything. Let's go ahead and heal our poisoning here with an antidote potion. The whole reason we had the antidote potion was to heal our poisoning. Wahid, you're taking a lot of damage, so I'm going to go ahead and heal ya before you die a painful death. I'd much prefer if you didn't die a painful death. So I don't have to spend the money on reviving you if can be entirely helped. If can be entirely helped, I'd like to avoid having to spend the money on reviving you, because I don't have very much money right now. So let's hope we don't have to do that. That would be super nice. It'd be much appreciated if we didn't have to do such things as that. Tomb Viper, you're really not that much of a threat, so can you please just get out of my face? Would much appreciate it if you just got out of my face. Get our minions back to reality. But knowing us, we're probably going to wind up going through this entire area before we actually find Neelathok, knowing us, knowing our luck. So let's not be surprised if we wind up exploring through this entire place before we actually wind up finding Neelathok. Because that's probably what's going to wind up happening. But that's okay, because we're about to level up, so that's a good thing. So let's go ahead and hope we can find enough enemies to level up. I mean, regardless, we're going to level up when we reach Neelathok, because he's going to be surrounded by a ton of enemies. So we'll be leveling up regardless of what the situation is. And there you go. There's our level up right there. So that is perfect. Now, what do we want to level up? That is the big question. What do we want to level up? I have no idea. Let's see here. I am going to do strength. Gonna go ahead and do strength. And let's see here. I'm thinking I might wind up doing... I think I'm gonna do summon resist. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna increase our good friend's resistances. Feel like that would be beneficial. There's an evil urn here that I can't actually interact with. Hold on a second. Let's raise a couple of things here because it's not letting me interact with this this evil urn for some reason. There we go. Rot Killer the Unholy. He's stone skin and teleportation. Annihilate him. Annihilate him. Do not let him live. He mustn't survive. Rot Killer must die. The killer must die. The killer must face death. He must face the thing that which he destroys, he does upon others. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get our skeletons back. Wahid, you are taking a lot of unnecessary poison damage right now, so I'm going to try to heal you. There's a set heavy gloves right there. I'll take that. I'm not going to complain about that. That is nice to have. Yeah, Wahid, you're taking a lot of poison damage right now, which isn't necessarily what we desire. I'm going to go ahead and reset my map here so we can actually see where we're going here. Just so I have more of an idea as to where we're going, I'm going to reset my map so I can see where exactly we are going. Let's go this way, wherever this way is. Who's to say what's this way? Probably some dangerous things, I would like to think. But no, those Tomb Viper, that Tomb Viper poison damage is actually really powerful. It's actually legit quite powerful, and I am not a big fan. I am not a huge fan of that poison damage. So can we avoid taking too much poison damage? That'd be super nice. Be much appreciated if we can avoid taking too much poison damage from these Tomb Vipers. But who's to say? Who's to say? We're probably going to wind up taking a lot of damage. Because poisoning is very, very scary. Poisoning is very, very scary. Oh, we found Neelathok. Kill Neelathok. Okay, we found him. So he's going to be around here somewhere. Where is he? Who's to say? Let me go ahead and heal myself since I'm back, since I'm here at 1 health.
Good afternoon.
Let's go ahead and heal myself here before we die a painful death at the hands of poison. Look at that candelabra there. That's nice. That's pretty. I've always been a fan of candelabras. So ostentatious. So where is our good friend Neelathok? I'm not exactly sure. Where is he? Where might he be? He must be nearby, because the quest marker told us he was nearby, so he's got to be around here somewhere. The question is, where? Where, oh where might our good friend Neelathok be? I am not entirely sure. With some demon hide gloves. I'll go ahead and hold on to those demon hide gloves. Might as well. Oh no, my iron golem died. No. My iron golem died. Maybe I can revive him off of this flamberge.
Good day.
62% enhanced, 1 to max, 87 to attack rating, 31 Yeah, I'll go ahead and raise him off of that. Go ahead and raise him off of that. I suppose that'll work.
Hello.
I suppose that'll work. 1168 for that. We got once again Sanders Taboo. 9 to 11, 20%, 21 to defense, 40 to life. It's not as good as the one we have now, so I'm going to go ahead and sell that. That's the third Sanders Taboo heavy gloves we found in this Let's Play, which is interesting. I'm kind of surprised we found 3 of them so far. I mean, given the fact that there are so many set items in this game, I'm kind of surprised we found 3 of the same one so far. But that is okay. It is what it is. Okay, so this time I'm going to do a better job at keeping track of my Iron Golem, because I don't want him to die. I want him to survive. I want him to destroy my enemies. But he has a poison immunity, so he should be, surviving relatively easily. I would like to think. I would like to imagine he'd survive relatively easily, because we're dealing with poison damage mostly. I'm just not entirely sure what killed him last time. Not entirely sure what killed him last time. Oh no, ice spawns. You know what that means? That must mean Neelathok is very nearby here. Now that we're dealing with ice spawns. Which is very, very scary. So hopefully we can take care of these ice spawns relatively quickly. The only problem is that Neelathok is using Corpse Explosion right now, which I am not a huge fan of. He's corpse exploding all that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so his corpse explosion deals a huge amount of damage. It deals a huge amount of damage. And I'm glad I was able to make that portal at the very moment I died. Because that would have been very upsetting had I died at that very moment. All right, let's go ahead and we raised our Iron Golem off of something pretty powerful there, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and find something else here. Let's go ahead and use that. How about that? That'll get the job done. That'll get the job done. Now, his corpse explosion is very, very powerful. So we're going to have to be careful with his corpse explosion. The problem is I can't get my corpse back because of the way things are set right now. I can't get my corpse back. Where is my corpse? Where is my corpse? I can't find it. There it is. It's right there. So let's go ahead and grab it again here. And raise our skeletons back to reality here and hopefully not die to his corpse explosions. That would be much preferred. Let me try to cut down on the amount of corpses he has to explode by raising my skeletons off of those corpses. So let's go ahead and do such things as that. But man, his, he's legit, like, Neelathok is actually legitimately terrifying. He actually, legitimately deals a lot of damage and is actually legitimately scary. Let's go ahead and put this stuff in our pockets here. I suppose I'll go ahead and put these full rejuvenation potions in my pocket as well. And continue on here and take on our good friend Neelathok. He is stone skin in this one. He is actually stone skin in this. But the good thing is we were able to kill off all of his minions, so this should be relatively easy to destroy him. I shall keep my end of Baal's bargain. So you made a deal with Baal, did you? Well, that is exactly why you must die, Neelathok. That is exactly why you must die a painful death, Neelathok. Because you made a deal with the Lord of Destruction, so you must be destroyed. You must find yourself destroyed. It's really that simple. So can you go away, Neelathok? I'd appreciate you if you just disappeared. See you later, Neelathok. Talk to Anya before you continue through the crystalline passage past the glacial trail to proceed up Mount Ariat to the summit. So we have to talk to Anya. Talk to Anya. Hey, Anya, I killed off Neelathok. I killed off that poor bastard.
You've stopped Neelathok, but he didn't have the relic. He must have already given it to Baal. Now Baal will not be tested when he reaches Ariat's summit. Damn Neelathok. I do thank you for trying, though. Please, allow me to honor your courage by magically inscribing your name onto an item of your choosing. It's the least I can do.
I don't see how that helps me in any way, but you know what? I suppose I'll take it. Go ahead and give my name to that. Soren's Plague Shell Hierophant Trophy. Why the hell not? It doesn't really matter all that much. Okay, so there's that. Now, how do we start the next quest? How do we start the next quest? Do I have to talk to who do I have to talk to?
Every time I hear of you, warrior, your deeds become more legendary. But take heed. You are approaching the very summit of Mount Ariat. I have never dared venture there. It is sacred, our most holy place. The legends say it is guarded by the Ancient Ones, who block the path of all who are unworthy. Your reputation here does not matter. It will be the Ancients who determine your worthiness. Good luck.
Okay, well that solves that. Travel through the Ancients' Way to find the Ancients at the Ariat Summit. So the only way we're going to be able to do that is we're going to have to travel through the Crystalline Passage and get to the Glacial Trail, I suppose, is what we're going to have to do. Alright guys, so thank you for watching today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. I will see you guys next time when again we go back through the Crystalline Passage and try to find the way to the Ariat Summit. So thank you guys for watching today's video. I will see you guys in the next one.